I'm gonna call it now.
Could Celeste be the 5th?
I can absolutely see her easily in the top 3. I can see her winning Miss Do you think she has what it takes to win Miss Universe?
Celeste?
Celeste.
Celeste. This is an important video. We need to talk about this. This is something...
Let's start by saying that we talk a lot about Miss Universe Philippines because, number one, we have a soft spot for the Philippines for many different reasons. I've been there, I competed at Miss Universe there. There's a lot of Filipinos in Canada that we always see, that we love, that we connect with. Second, Miss Universe Philippines does such an amazing job at highlighting their woman, their contestant, their queen. For example, if you Google and or YouTube Miss Universe Philippines Celeste, there are literally like that? There are series about her. So Empire Philippines has this series with episodes about her journey. So it's easy for us to talk about Miss Universe Philippines because there's so much content for us to talk about and examine and think, could we see her wearing the Miss Universe crown?
And I don't think I fully realized how much footage, how much like real life stuff is out there until kind of preparing for this video and like kind of just there's so much like it's incredible.
And then you have other countries who they hardly even post on Instagram about their contestants.
Right. So does she have what it takes? I mean, we can talk about Miss Universe Philippines. Philippines has won 2 of the last 6 years, right? In 2015 with Pia, 2018 with Catriona. What I realized also is that you were there for both of those events. I was there like for the passing of the crown, right? In 2015 because you were there in 2016. And then in 18, of course, Catriona passing it on to Zosie.
The new Miss Universe is... Take your first walk as Miss Universe 2019.
I always, like when we talk about a back-to-back winner, it almost seems like a detriment, almost like if it's hard to go back-to-back, right? But could the Philippines win 3 of the last 7 years if they went on to win this year? Is that too much?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people have talked about this with South Africa because South Africa won, was it 2 of 3 years? They won 2017.
The new Miss Universe is South Africa!
And 2019. I think anything is possible with the right contestant, and it is just no mystery that if you watch the videos, the interviews of Celeste, she has the whole package. She has it all, and I am telling you, when you look at the videos of her photo shoots, she looks like she does in the photos. And so that is so huge because I will never understand why either the contestant themselves or the organization edits the photos to look like not the woman, because we like when they show up we're like, who is that? Because it just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, Celeste, she looks even better probably in video than photos, if that's even possible. I love that in a bunch of the Empire Philippines videos anyways, and like some of the other ones, she's not wearing makeup, and you can tell she's not wearing makeup, and you're like, wow, here she is not wearing makeup. Like, it's just so refreshing to see, and you can tell she's just like confidently herself. And what's her big...
she was asked what her best trait is, and it's authenticity. She's very authentic, and it's funny you mentioned like that she looks the same in videos as she does in pictures. I made a note about that too.
Did you?
And it shouldn't be as refreshing as it is, but it's so refreshing to see somebody like actually look like how they look in real life in pictures. And I think that's something that's going to benefit her quite a bit, because when all the girls show up to the competition and a country is there that and that doesn't look like how they looked in the content they've shared, that doesn't look very good, I don't think, you know. So, and
sometimes it's on the organization too. The organization will like overly edit the photos. The headshots are just so overdone, and I think that's something, in my opinion, of the past, because social media now really wants to see people in more of a real light. And I will say, on the social media note, I think that's one area that Celeste really benefits, because I feel like she shows a lot of that, like her real self, what she's doing, her real dreams, whereas some people, it's so filtered, whether that be the image itself or like what they actually want is filtered, you know, like, oh, I want to be Miss Universe because XYZ. Right. I feel like what she shares feels and seems authentic and real, rather than her saying what she thinks that she should say, which does happen to a lot of people.
For sure. And somebody said this in the comments in one of the videos, she speaks to express, not to impress.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Like I think so often in these competitions you want to present your best self and want to put like the best version of yourself forward, but it seems like, again, going back to like that, she's so authentic that she speaks to express what she wants to say, not to try to impress you.
You're right. Yeah,
which
no,
I think is really cool.
That's actually interesting, because I feel like in all the interviews that I heard from her, I was just listening to her chat and talk. I never felt like it was like overly structured and filtered.
Going back to Pia and Catriona and now talking about Celeste, this video, it gives me chills, honestly.
Oh, seriously.
But yeah, so cool.
What account was that from?
It was just like a YouTube short. Paulo Ramos 1887. That's like on a YouTube short. It gave both of us chills, I guess, watching that. It's hard not to get excited, I guess, about all this. You know, it's hard not to try to imagine her winning with kind of everything that we've seen. It does seem like she's the complete package. So it's hard not to get excited about it, kind of, you know? Like, I don't know.
He's already got the crown on her head.
Yeah, I mean, we know what the crown looks like now, so I do think it would look pretty good on her head.
Actually, speaking of the crown, we can share a couple comments from our last video talking about the new crown. There were several comments about Mikimoto and Mikimoto being their favorite crown. One of the ones that I noted here, Ryan Lagan, he said, of all the Miss Universe crowns, Mikimoto is the most beautiful and elegant. The person above that, JP, I have nothing against the new crown, but Mikimoto will always be the most iconic one. And then someone with a little bit of like criticism, I guess, was Albert Hernandez, said, I love the symbolism and what the crown stands for moving forward. With that said, the crown for me is underwhelming. It's too small and the design feels outdated, which I feel like you kind of touched on, like that it feels not outdated, but like something like a queen or a princess would wear, which would be something kind of from the past. It doesn't resemble how grand the Miss Universe pageant is. Personally, I was hoping we would go back to the Mikimoto or Diamond Nexus. I did like the 2019 crown design. I just wished it was bigger and taller. Both of Moad's crowns look like tiaras. There are some great points here from Albert. I do agree with the grandness. Like, I thought it is so stunning. Like, the new crown is so gorgeous. But then in saying this, I feel like Miss Universe, they've really tried to not be about the crown, if that makes sense, which seems kind of weird because like that's almost like what the focus is. But they want the focus to be on the women. The crown is almost just for that crowning moment. It's almost like the bonus on top of it all. There are different sides to this for sure.
Interesting, yeah. No, that's a good point. Like, we talk about it all the time. Like, does she have what it takes to win the crown? Can she bring the crown back to the Philippines with Celeste?
It's all about the crown.
It's all about the crown, but I guess
the crown emoji.
Yeah, it's like, but I guess it's a lot more than the crown, than the prize. Like, it's
so much more than that.
It's so much more than the crown.
The greatest celebration of women.
It is, yeah. So yeah, I guess before I do want to talk about Miss Ukraine, Miss U updates. Shared her national costumes. I want to get to that before we move on from Celeste. Any final thoughts on her? I think like it's a lot. I mean, there's so much that is going to happen in the next little while.
There's so much to say. I do want to know, and I do want to share a video of her. She's in LA right now, or was. She just looks like her legs. She looks like a goddess. I can absolutely see her, I mean, easily in the top 5, easily in the top 3. I can see her winning Miss Universe. We don't want to like jinx it or get too ahead of ourselves because we haven't seen all the women together. We're obviously biased. We love the Philippines. We love Filipino queens. But like I feel like she, since Catriona winning, has the most opportunity, like the biggest opportunity to win, the biggest chance to win.
I think that she is the most complete package since Catriona. It's hard to say that kind of, but I mean, it's, again, I think that I'm trying not to get too far out of myself again. I have a tendency of like,
she has what it takes.
Yeah, she has what it takes, and I'm very excited to see how she's progressed, because even since she won 7 months ago, her national title, like I feel like she's improved every asset. She's gotten better across the boards. Yeah, it's hard not to get excited.
Talk about Miss Ukraine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it now.
Okay.
Miss Ukraine is going to win the national costume competition.
Yeah, give me. I'll put money down on that too. Yeah, it's like there's a lot going on with Ukraine, obviously, right? The costume is called the Warrior of Light.
It's stunning.
It's amazing. To every detail, every part of the costume, obviously it means something. This is from their website or from their Instagram page. Symbolizes our nation's fight against darkness. darkness, like Archangel Michael, who defends Ukraine with a sword. It protects us. Victoria has a weapon in her hands. Her body is covered in armor, and at the same time she carries the light through the darkness that came to our peaceful lands with the aggressor.
Wow.
And it goes on to talk kind of about like more of like the symbolism of the different aspects of the costume. But yeah, it's pretty powerful. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so powerful. It's beautiful. Yeah, it was so wonderfully thought out. I'm excited to see this on stage, and I feel like it'll be almost an emotional moment, probably not only for her but just for the world to see this costume on stage, given everything that's happening right now.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
She's an amazing contestant too.
Yeah,
for the crown.
I
Yeah,
know.
we'll have to highlight her in a different video. Who else should we highlight? Of course,
Yeah.
we love highlighting our personal favorites for the crown. We definitely want to talk about Miss USA soon, a little bit about Miss Thailand, which we already did highlight Miss Thailand a little bit. But here's the thing, we are seeing so much content from some of these bigger countries, sash factor countries, so it makes it easier for us to talk about and for you to analyze because we see so much from them. But let us know in the comments who we should talk about next, what we should talk about next.
Yeah. It's
If you want to see those videos, make sure you hit subscribe. We will see you there. We'll see you in our live coming soon. I think we should do a live like in the next week, but we'll let you
totally.
know. We'll let you know when that's coming. And let us know if you think Celeste has what it takes, Miss Universe Philippines, if she has what it takes to win Miss Universe. Be honest, because obviously we'll be honest, we are a bit biased to the Philippines. Be honest in the comments if you really think she has what it takes to win Miss Universe, like Pia and like Catriona.
Could Celeste be the fifth woman? Is Celeste gonna bring the fifth crown back to the Philippines? We will find out.